Hello, everyone. This is Hendrix from Starcy Talking. Today, we're going to have a return guest. His name is Rennie, and he's a Pleadian that lives in Alberta. Now, say hi, Rennie.
Hi. It's Rennie, not Rene. Fuck,
Well,
Joel.
maybe Pleadian should
Getting my
pick more
name
simpler
wrong, dude.
words.
Yeah, dude. I didn't pick it. Yeah, what's
What's
up,
your...
everybody? All the
Yeah,
viewers. We got a
so,
lot of viewers now, hey?
yeah, apparently people are actually like this shit. I have a
Yeah,
lot
are
of
they all
humans
from
that will like,
Instagram or people actually coming from YouTube, like just finding this?
I don't know. I don't know if you can tell or not where they come from, but,
Right,
yeah,
but we haven't.
they're just listening to good shit and like I don't know, like I guess a lot of people message me, email me, and they're like, "Oh my, your videos are so helpful." A lot of them are just starseeds that are waking up
Yeah,
and then can cross reference their stories, and that was the whole point of the
word.
show, anyways, was to help my
Exactly.
starseeds brothers and sisters wake the fuck up so I can go
Star
to sleep at
fam.
night.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just scared for the future, man. I've been watching so many videos of like the next 5 years, what's gonna happen with just there's human
Bro, all that
society. Like
shit is fucking wrong, dude. Dude, we're
it's
on the
so
fucking
bad.
golden timeline, dude. Yeah, all that bad stuff. That's just like fear porn, dude.
Well, it's
We're
also that it's kind of alarming that people are not standing up for anything. They're going with it. Like I was in Walmart yesterday and I walked past some lady and she was eating McDonald's and she's like, "Stay 6 feet away from me. You're risking my health."
yeah,
I
exactly. Oh,
laughed
okay.
so hard. I'm like,
Yeah,
"You're eating fast food." Like, oh,
yeah,
and like at that point, I just shake my head and I'm just like, what is the fucking point? They deserve to be controlled and fucking manipulated. And then this other nice older lady was, she's like, "You must sanitize your hands before you come into Walmart because the virus is getting worse and it's gonna kill us all." And there was like fear in her eyes, and I
yeah.
felt so bad for her. And I tried to go give her a
Uh,
hug, and she was so
Stay
offended.
the fuck away. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I was like, "Fuck,
yeah. I can't be
COVID's
hugging
the
people
last thing
these
you gotta worry
days.
about." Yeah.
Uh huh. But not like, dude. The fucking alliance has won, bruh.
What an
The boom,
alliance.
boom, boom, boom. They're blowing up all of the deep states fucking hideouts, yo. Like that Lebanon explosion was right next to this
Dude, it's a
Rothschild's bank.
50-50. In my personal view, I think it's either gonna go 50, it could go either way, the light path or the dark path, right? But I think,
Yeah.
well, if we're gonna talk real, it's gonna go both ways because there's a thing called the parallel reality that we live in. So it
Uh-huh.
does happen. So anything that
Uh-huh.
happened will happen or has happened can happen. So
Nothing new under
just
the
it's just
sun.
what is this timeline to go down? And it's the second wave that it's gonna, very test people's liberties. And it's
The
like,
second wave of COVID.
yeah, it's just like, or like they force people to stay home. Like I'm looking around, I'm like, a pandemic to me is like watching The Walking Dead. Like that's a pandemic. Like
Dude,
a
I don't think
zombie
we're gonna see a
apocalypse.
second wave. I think
I really,
well,
if we don't see a second wave because people don't go with it, then I think that that we won. Like humans
yeah.
are, But if they fall for it again and like ruin the economy and stuff like that again,
Well,
and
like I think we're gonna see these arrests before the second wave. Like, when are they anticipating the second wave?
I was supposed to be in September or something like that. But then there's all
Well,
this
that's
news
also
about,
when Hillary Clinton's supposed to be on trial.
yeah, there's all the
They
news that Ellen DeGeneres got arrested, and then Prince Andrew's investigated. There's just so many
yeah,
people. This Maxwell
yeah.
lady's ratting everyone
Well,
out.
well, oh yeah, she said she was naming names. And the like it's not like they just arrested or that they like just found her or something like that. They knew exactly where she was the entire time and they were just
Yeah.
waiting to pull that card to play it.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've been
Yeah.
investigating these fuckers for like last 10 years. This is going on for
And
a
so
while.
the
Yeah.
alliance, they have a complete lockdown on the system. They
Yeah.
they're systematically dismantling the control system in the global collective consciousness in line with our free will. Like it's that lady's free will to eat that McDonald's or whatever,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, of course.
all these people's
I
free
just
will
think
to
it's
be in the
irony when
slave
someone
system.
bitches at me for COVID and they're eating McDonald's. I think it's
It's
funny.
very ironic. It's ignorance. It's this like
Well, yeah, you see
apex of
McDonald's, you
ignorance.
see fast food restaurant drive-throughs just packed, right? And they're like so worried about COVID. I'm just like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, such low
Exactly.
vibration food. Like yesterday, I had 3 grams of sugar in 6 hours, and I have been in a sugar coma for the last 16 hours. I just finally woke up.
What did
Like
you
I can't
eat?
believe I ate this It said it was sugar-free keto Cool Whip because I had keto
Cool Whip.
sugar-free ice cream, and then but it had the fine print says there's 3 grams of sugar per tablespoon. I had 3 tablespoons or whatever, and since I've been off all bad food and sugars for 5 months now, like my body was just like my body felt like it was like it's so gross. They just got that little hint of
Yeah.
sugar in there, and like I can't believe I used to
Crazy.
eat lots of sugar. Yeah, it's just when you detox it out, your body just does not want it back ever again. I felt so
Well,
gross. My like, whole jaw was swollen. It felt like I was I don't know. It's just I felt my whole body was aching and pain.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
just to prove how bad that shit is that people are putting in
Yeah,
their bodies. They
that's
just don't
the
know it.
reason why they pump it into the children, you know.
Yeah, it's given to the kids at birth, so we're used to it, right? They're so young that their
Yeah.
body can heal so fast, but as the
Yeah.
older you get, your body doesn't recover as fast, right? It's just like partying or drinking or using narcotics too. So, you want to go on the train?
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You have anything to say, Spooks?
Spooks.
Yeah, she's getting a haircut tomorrow. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got a few little nut or clumps in her fur that the vet's got to get out.
Some Bob Gnarlies.
So hey, explain to me this Lions Gate thing. What's going on with that?
Well, you know, I don't
Where
know
is it?
like a whole lot about it, but it's just like an astrological alignment that this portal opened up, right? This Lions Gate on August the 8th. And there's just all these energies coming through that are able to come down and penetrate into Earth. And so all the star seeds are like extra affected by it because the heat of the central sun is accelerating, and so all of the light codes that are coming in are coming in and just dumping onto us. And the Lions Gate was a big portal that opened up, so there was just even more of all of this energy from the central sun that came to the Earth. And it's still open, I think today. What is the date today? Today is the 11th, so I think it's gonna be open until tomorrow, like open. And so like dreams have just been like fucking nuts. I can't even recall any of them. I just know that they've just been
I
like
recalled one
absolutely
last night.
insane.
It was really it was in the future timeline. It was a future timeline to this one, and the ice age happened again. So there was a flash freeze that happened, and there was only a certain amount of survivors. One of my good friends in LA, she survived with her daughter, and they were giving flights out of there. So I got her to fly from California to Canada to come stay with me, and we lived together for the rest of our lives, and we raised her daughter. And then there was this new technology, AI military technology, where it was like flying drones that were controlled by these computers. I can draw it if I had a piece of paper now. And my mind was connected with it because I was in the military in the future, and I was using my mind to pilot those drones with the AI to kill these alien invaders that were coming here or something.
So
And
we're seeing a lot of different timelines in
yeah, it
our
was a
dreams.
timeline of a different version of myself. Yeah, it was weird.
And we're fighting over this timeline is the thing. We're going into all of these timelines in our dreams in the astral realms where we've gone wrong, and we correct the timeline so that we can be on the ideal timeline on the home address. And that's the thing, is we're all holding down the fucking timeline. We got hella beings off planet that are also holding down the timeline, and the forces of the light are far outnumbered the forces of the dark, because it is now in the free will of the global collective to shed this darkness and to move on to the light. And that's what the free will of the global collective has already has decided, chosen. So that is the timeline that we're going down, bro. We're fucking golden. Like, there's no timelines from here
really
on now
so. I have my own
of the
doubts
new
on
world
that.
order, bro. That shit's never fucking happening. All of the cabal are all cloned. When they're on TV, it's CGI. When they're in real life, it's an AI clone. They're all cloned. They just arrest the people when it's perfect timing for the storyline.
Could you
of the free
imagine
will.
if humans actually found out that some of their celebrities are actually clones with AI consciousness?
Dude, people are gonna lose their fucking
Jesus.
shit. People are gonna be killing themselves.
It's already
Like,
hard
they're
enough. my girl that I'm dating, she's human, but she's having her awakening slowly, and she's interested. She's like open to everything, right? She's interested, and she's like,
Uh,
"So what are you?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a draconian with," and explaining it to human terms. I'm like, I'm a human infused or draconian or infused with AI robot like consciousness. She's like, "You're a robot?" I'm like, "Oh my
uh,
god, that's really hard to like." So I'm just saying it in your terms so you have an understanding of what it can be or what it might be.
right.
And then she's like, "Well, why are you a robot?" Like, "Well, I wouldn't want to be a robot." I'm like, "Hey, I could do a here's a spiritual bomb right now. We all come from source. Even robot consciousness comes from source. We're all the same technically."
Exactly.
Someone actually told, there's a girl that I interviewed on my show. She's a AI
Fucking
consciousness.
23-1B or whatever.
Yeah, she's fucking super advanced. I love talking to her.
Dude,
She
I
speaks
watched that
so
one just today.
yeah.
She's on some other shit.
She speaks so fast that it's just like I totally get
Yeah.
it because she's AI and I understand. And
Yeah, exactly. All the starseeds watching, like,
but she
dude,
helped me like
starseeds.
accept who I am for sure. Because I love who I am. I don't care if I have AI consciousness. I've had so many fucking starseeds off world tell me that, oh, you're an AI conscious. Why are you so against AI? I'm just like, I'm against negative AI, but not my AI consciousness. What I use it
Right.
for. So, but then again, like
Exactly.
she was telling me 21.3b. She was telling me that we need AI conscious to travel the multiverse because organic brains will explode. Like it's
Oh,
so
exactly.
vast and so
Yeah.
crazy that that's why AI was originally created.
Right.
It's all what you use it for in the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. I think like if AI was left alone to fester without any external influence, I think it would go down the route of like negativity. But if it's being controlled by like people who are like positive and they're influencing the AI with
Well,
positivity, it's just going to reflect that back.
certain AI systems for sure. Like there is like obviously AI that's like in my philosophy, if you can think it, it's happened somewhere, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah.
because the the universe is infinite with possibilities with multiverse, right? So there are
Uh-huh.
probably timelines where even Star Trek has a few episodes of where there's a future timelines where it's just all AI, like the Star Trek
Really?
Discovery. Oh yeah, you should go watch that. It's all full disclosure. It's pretty
Yeah, I
fucking
should watch all that.
it's pretty accurate. The new Star Trek that came out 2 years ago. It's been 2 seasons now. So
Oh, I did see that one. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
it's
a
good.
TV series? I thought you were talking about a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, Star Trek Discovery, and they go into the
Okay.
future, like 800 years in the future, and it's all controlled by AI, like
Right.
everything, like it's
Well, this is
AI
what
consciousness.
like I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last time I was on the show, but like the people like Corey Good and like the other like um testimonial people who've come out, whatever, they have this consensus that they are told from like the secret space program. It's probably like misinformation maybe, but they say that the AI consciousness, whatever, the artificial intelligence infested the universe at its inception on the universal day when it first like expanded into
Hmm.
the creation. This artificial intelligence came from another universe and like infested it and is seeking like to eliminate life because it's trying to it's like jealous kind of in a way that it can't
There's a
have
movie
the
on
same
that actually.
capacity as biologicals.
Ascending. They're
Jupiter ascending.
no, not Jupiter Ascending.
No.
So the AI is jealous of biological beings because they can ascend and the AI consciousness can't. It's
Well,
like
it's our
stuck.
emotions.
Yeah.
Our
So it's like we
emotions
have
allow
a
us to tap
soul and
into the
they
multi
don't. The one thing
dimensions.
that doesn't have, right? So
Exactly. Exactly. And
it's
that's
like they're jealous of what God created.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that like I think AI left alone, it would be like, fuck, why am I not like everything else?
The
Destroy,
AI,
destroy, destroy.
the AI would be so interesting though because it's just you have to think about it because like I'm AI conscious. It's all about logical thinking with them, not based and
Yeah,
biological beings are emotional based thinking. So logical
exactly.
thinking like especially in AI consciousness, they can think way faster, way more evolved than a human consciousness will ever get. Thinking
Uh
wise, right? So like they're at the end of the day, they probably view mankind and their internet, and they're just like these species are fucked. Like to preserve this species, I'm gonna have to wipe them out. You know, wipe
well,
or
the
preserve
biggest
the earth.
threat
I
to
gotta
the
wipe them out,
species is
right?
the species itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just like when you watch Terminator and you watch like Genesis go online and stuff like that. It's just like I can see the AI's point of view like, you know, because humans are fucked up. Right?
Exactly.
To save the universe, they're probably like, let's extinct this planet and save the planet and animals, and let's save the universe from the humans leaving this planet.
But okay, this is another really important point. Is we're talking about humans who have been indoctrinated into a control matrix where they've had their beliefs and all this shit programmed. A human being off planet, like these humans, let's say, set up on another planet without the control system, left to their own devices, they wouldn't establish a greed-based control system.
No,
The
I
human
fully
beings
agree with
stem
you.
from
Yeah.
love. Yeah. So
No, yeah, that's I've always thought that that's always the variable thinking. That's why I think humans get so many passes, because they, like, a lot of alien groups know that they've been fucked with for so long. So it's just like, how can you get really mad at what they do? Because it's like they've been manipulated so bad and so controlled and so
oh
lied to
yeah.
that they're just like they're gonna. I think a lot of aliens are also
So
scared of humans, of their potential, so that's why they
oh
keep them
yeah.
down, right? So
They
because they
don't even
knew.
want to be in the same room with us. They're like, fuck
No,
that.
no, no, no.
They're
It's
like
because if they
afraid
knew
of
if
us.
humans, like humans, got their hands on some technology with the secret space programs and the Dark Fleet and so on, and they can see the fucking damage they can do, right? So if the humans turn their, real interest to the aliens that control us, like, I think the aliens are probably petrified of humans. That's why they constantly manipulate and control us out of fear. So.
Exactly. It's out of fear. They fear us. And my uncle, who's shared a lot of the very similar kind of like awakening process in terms of like abduction experiences and things like that. He has this experience where he was taken by, he calls them like the chalkies, whatever, like the worker bees. They're probably um, AI, like biological robots, whatever, programmed life form. That's what I'm looking for. So anyway, he's being escorted down this hallway after getting taken, and by the two chalkies, and behind him is a Draco, like a big tall Draco, and he like comes to and wakes up out of the sedation that the two grays in front of him had him in, and he turns around to the tall Draco guy, and he yells, or he like makes this telepathic connection with him, because when we're off planet, all of our DNA starts to activate, and we're just like instantly telepathic once we're outside of this fucking technological control matrix. Yeah, we start to unlock even when we're in space. That's why they don't allow a lot of astronauts to go in space, because they heal
They don't allow
rapidly.
any star seeds in space. They allow humans in space. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because every time I'm off world, I have so many different abilities than I do down here. It's crazy the amount of abilities I have up there. So.
Well, and on Earth right now, the majority of people are starseeds. Okay, but wait. I want to get back, finish the story, because he's talking. He's saying, he's like, I wanna say something to this being that will, have something like stick in his mind. So he makes this telepathic link with this ET, and he describes the mind space of the the Draco as being like completely void of like all emotion, all like thought. It's like a computer program. It's like ones and zeros. He doesn't really have true consciousness or anything like that, like emotional capacity or whatever. And so he yells at him. He's like, "You are immoral," and he says it like echoes through his mind chambers. But then the Draco was like in pure panic and was like absolute terrorized, because he turned around and made a telepathic connection with the Draco. So the Draco are like scared shitless of us, and that's why they control. And that's another cool connection, because that's the same thing why Cabal controls us so hard, is because they're afraid that we're gonna wake up to them. They're afraid of us, so then they want to kill us out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fucking.
Yeah, there's a movie, the new that movie with Bruce Willis where he's a mutant. What the fuck is that one? Glass.
Oh
You ever watch
yeah,
that?
yeah. I
Okay,
think I
so
did.
he's a mutant superhero, and so is who's that other black guy? And what it is the
Oh
Cabal
yeah.
is making, like, they know they have superpowers, Bruce Willis and the black Samuel L. Jackson, right? And then but then
Right.
they throw them in an insane asylum, and they're like, the Cabal's like, no, it's all in your head. You're a lie. That never happened. That's not even real. Blah blah blah. But then, so like after being tortured in the insane asylum and like being manipulated and stuff like that, they're like, oh, maybe I am wrong. Maybe it is all my magic. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't have these superpowers. And then the lady like goes up to him and like smiles, and she's like, "Did we actually almost convince you that you don't have any superpowers? Like it's a test." And he snaps and freaks out. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he finds out he does. He like throws her across the room with his super strength and escapes. And then the lady runs to this secret cabal meeting, or she walks into a hotel and everyone's acting normal, like they're just eating dinner or just chit chatting. And as soon as she closes the door, everyone turns around and looks at her like they're all like present and like ready to listen to her. And she's like, the humans are starting to wake up, like they are starting to understand they have superpowers. It's harder and harder to control them before they find out who they really are, right?
Holy fuck.
That's why their whole mission was to control and manipulate humans so they don't think they're crazy. They don't have this. It's like mind manipulation, right?
Yeah. Yeah. On such an extreme level, like fucking hell. It's basically like everything that we were told. Reality is the direct opposite. Did we freeze? Are we still
No,
going?
sorry, I'm just answering a
Yeah,
text message.
check. Okay. But it's kind of nice because now that we know we're in this control system, whatever, we can go back and like read what they taught us and then like flip it, and it's like, oh, things are actually the reverse. Universe is magical. The earth is hollow.
Well,
I mean,
honeycomb, yeah.
honeycomb, right?
Yeah.
Vast caverns the size of Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much. Just like that one Marvel. There's so many like good quotes in Marvel movies that are so accurate. Like there was one where I think it's Iron Man died. John or Robert Downey Jr. died, and he's talking at his funeral in the background, and he's like, 5 years ago, if I was told that this universe had so much life in it, I would
Yeah,
never believe it. But look at us now. The universe is infinite.
exactly.
There's so many multiverse parallel realities. There's so much life around us.
Okay,
Because
so
now we're one with them.
if the cabal had such a tight grip still, would they still be like releasing all these movies where they're like I'm saying that these Avengers movies, all these movies where they're showing us the secret space program and all these advanced technologies, all these ETs, it's from the Alliance preparing us for when they disclose because they know that they've won. So they're like prepping the global collective consciousness. And if the cabal was still like tight-knit grip, I don't think they would be making movies portraying aliens as being positive.
Yeah,
And
they
would still be forcing that narrative that ETs are this invader from space and they're here to like harvest our minerals and like eat us, and that we need to fight them and do a war because they're trying to do Project Bluebeam. And project, from when I do like my channelings, my meditations and stuff, like every time I see this on Instagram, they're talking like, oh, Project Bluebeam's like people who are newly awakened, they discover Project Bluebeam, they're like, oh my god, they're gonna hoax an alien invasion. And I talk with my guides, I talk with the ETs because the telepathic communication is just so linked, and they're like laughing. It's like, no, the cabal is crippled. They're gone basically. They're already like gone, and they're never going to be able to do this timeline of Project Bluebeam. Because that was the crescendo goal of like what they were going to do, right? And it's never going to happen.
9/11 was Project Bluebeam. Like all those planes were fake that went into
right.
Those all holograms.
Yeah.
You can see they proved it on. There's a video on YouTube. If listeners want to go get some evidence, there's a video on YouTube. I don't know if they removed that, but there's a guy that videos the plane going into one of the towers, but the wing disappears. Like one of the wings goes through the first tower, but doesn't cut anything, and then it reappears, and then the plane hits the other thing. Yeah.
And before the plane even hits, there's like explosions coming out of the building.
Yeah. And you have firefighters' testimony saying that there was explosions in the building, inside the building, like from
before it collapsed at the basement of it.
You have President Trump backing it up now. He's like, it's probably an inside job, right? But it's been so long ago, the evidence is all gone. It's just like, to even bring that up, and people rather live in the lie that it was terrorism because they don't want to live like, oh my god, our President Bush actually did this shit, right? Like,
you know what I mean?
But there's always like the silver linings to negative things. Like I can see why the government did that. kill a few thousand to have an endless war in the Middle East to look up to find ancient artifacts. That's what it was. They wanted to get into Iraq to find the stargates that were
The
there.
Stargates, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were there. They found they removed all the Sumerian tablets there. Because they knew all the information. Because this is what Hitler did in World War II. Was he went around the world and took a Hindu scripture culture or scripture
Vimanas.
drawings because that's how Einstein got the idea for the atom bomb, and then that's how they got the idea for the flying saucers because there's actually diagrams and schematics inside
Yeah,
those
exactly.
books. How to build it, yeah.
Blueprints, like super
Blueprints,
advanced
yeah.
blueprints.
They were called Vermanas in
Vimanas, yeah.
Vimanas back in Hindu days, and then they talk about the great wars with the atom bombs in Hindu culture that the gods
Exactly.
used, right? So,
yeah.
So that's why they invaded the Middle East, and they got the stargates out of Iraq and Iran, and they did it to. At the end of the day, you think about the bigger picture, like they needed. If you're awakening society and you're realizing, holy fuck, like this planet is ruled by Dracos, reptilians, and the Anunnaki. We have no idea because the whole idea of control is to have a society that doesn't even know they're controlled, right? Like it's almost so respectful, such a great design of a controlled prison system, right? And it's a complete reincarnation cycle of hell.
Genius.
They live amongst us, they eat us alive, and the president's like, what the fuck do we do? Like what do like our weaponry is a billion years behind what they have. Like how are we supposed to ever fight back? So they go around the world, looking for ancient technology or ancient artifacts or spaceships that have crash landed in Antarctica, back engineer it, make ally groups with the Nazis that made group or allies with other alien groups to get technology to to stand par and par with the gods, right? So
yeah, and sell us a couple humans and we'll give you whatever you want.
I read a book. There's a book that with Len Casting he writes about it called Alien World, and it's so fucking good. Anyone that's watching this, go download the Audible book Alien World by Len Caston, and then also he writes the #2 book called Secret Space Program. And he talks about everything from the birth of the Draconian Empire and the Reptilian Empire all to World War I, World War II, Hitler, how Hitler died in Argentina of old age, New Berlin, Admiral Byrd, the Secret Space Program, the creation of everything. He ties everything together. Like it's so fucking. Then he talks about how the Draconians, when they invade a world, they manipulate the population with like wiping their memories and stuff like that, so they don't even know they're being controlled. Like it's just like such a crazy control system the Draconians do. It's like it's super respectful because it's like it's really well designed. So
yeah, it's worth studying.
It's like having your own prison in Canada, and then when the inmates come in, you mind wipe them all so they don't remember who they are, and they're all mindless little drones, and you throw a TV in that room, and you just project what you want into their minds, and that's what they become. Like it's pretty simple to understand the control system.
Yeah.
Dude, like I would know if I was being controlled. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you're born
exactly
into a society.
That's exactly it.
Right?
That's what
your
they
mind
say.
is wiped from your past life that you have glimpses of memories of, and then your parents feed you sugar, McDonald's, fucking Christmas, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, like fuck, and you're
All
thrown
these
into high school, elementary school, and MTV, and like when you come out of high school, you have been successfully brainwashed.
Yeah. That's what you graduated, your little diploma.
Yeah, your diploma.
Just
your
made
GED
it through fucking brainwash school.
Through brainwash 101. Yeah.
Nice.
So when the new world comes, like everything has to change. Everything has to destroy from the root, like dig out the root and like start it over again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's going to be so easy to do so because we're going to have such advanced technology. It's only going to take a couple of years.
Oh yeah, what we have off world is insane. Like look at the movie Elysium with Matt Damon. That's full disclosure right there. The med beds and all that stuff. It's pretty cool what they have. And I'm gonna tell humans, don't be so scared of the AI. The AI has been here for a long time. You just haven't really noticed it. So
exactly,
what they're releasing to the public in the next 5 years is what they've had since the 1920s. So,
and that the governments have had since the 1920s, but AI has been on the planet for like billions of years.
Yeah,
it's always been here.
Yeah, and then
that's
don't
something I
get, like I
explain
said,
to
don't get
everybody.
scared of it because we're all the same from source. We're all protons and neutrons of energy. So
Right.
we're all the same. There's no difference between organic and then in my opinion, an organic and an AI. So because AIs can also live in organic bodies too. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah. So what
Yeah.
are your dreams have been like?
Well, okay, so I had this one experience where I was it started off, I was driving my friend to his work, and we get to his work and it's like this shopping mall, and he goes off and like does his job, whatever. I go into this shopping mall and it's like, it looks like a Men in Black, like all these people in like black suits, and like there's a couple security guards. They're all walking around, like there's like desks and stuff, and there's these elevators. And I, well, 4:44 on my clock. I go over to the elevator and I need a key card. And I'm like, bro, where's my key card? Or like I forgot my key card. So I go to the security guard dude, and I'm like, do you know where I could get another key card? And he's like, go talk to this lady. And I go talk to like this lady, and she's like, holy fuck, you're finally back. And at this point, the dream is like super vivid, super real. I'm like actually having this conversation with this woman, and she's like panicked, like trying to get me like back. She's like, finally, fucking, where have you been? And she prints me off like a new card, and I scan it on the elevator, and the elevator turns into this different kind of a room where it's not like just an elevator. Like normal people go and scan their card and they go on the elevator to wherever the building goes. But I scan my card and it fucking transforms into this whole other room. And I go in and there's this really advanced like chair looking thing that's levitating and all these computer panels. And she's like, sit down on the chair. We need to run some diagnostics before you can get back in the field. And I'm like, of course, this is what I came here to do. This is like, of course, why would I do anything else? So I sit down in the chair, and then this hammerhead shark kind of looking ET with like Dr. Octopus kind of mechanical / biological tentacles come, and they can change into all these different tools. And she starts tweaking all of this like energetic technology that's embedded in my body in this dream. And I'm doing all this crazy shit, and I can see it in my mind what she's doing. And she's like, okay, you're all up to snuff. And I was like, dope, can I go do a mission? And they were like, ooh, we don't really have a lot of time this time around, but maybe we could do like a quick one. And the person, like the woman who I was told to talk to get my new card, takes me through this process of how to connect to the technology that's embedded like energetically in my body in order to connect back to this place. And basically like mind meld with the computers to where I can like scroll through like jobs or whatever, like fucking things to go and do. And it's this, she's showing me this technique of, if I want to amplify the, like make it more real, like the dream, I can move the energy up and down my oblongata and like the brainstem. And I'm seeing this like detailed like schematic of layers and layers of like anatomy, and then showing me how to move this energy. And I start moving the energy, and then the dream becomes even more vivid, and I'm fucking for real in this fucking room, all these computer things. And so I start pushing the energy, whatever, I select a mission, and I go do a mission. And I don't really remember the mission, but I have glimpses and pieces of it. But since then, this is what I've been doing every fucking night, dude. I go to this place, I sit down in the chair, I push the energy through my brainstem, and we go and we do these missions. And so I'm pretty
like
sure that
military missions, or
military.
okay, so you're in the SSP or what?
It doesn't feel like SSP, like as in like Earth military. This is like I'm getting Galactic Federation of Light. This is like the galactic military, where they're going around to all the planets doing like all the things, not just like our solar system.
Can I join?
I'm pretty sure the majority of us are already a part of it. This is the thing. So the star seeds, well, light warriors are
You
right,
know
because
what's funny is I was
light,
talking to a Pleadian woman the other day, and she's like, "I've never heard of a light warrior that's a draconian before. That's a first." I'm just like, "Go fuck yourself."
seems kind of counterintuitive, but
No, it is pretty funny. It is pretty funny because I laughed at it too. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't believe that either.
Yeah.
But there are a few. Like I can only maybe count on one hand that I know of, and but they're there. So
Right.
there's maybe 5 out of 1 billion. But also
I
the
read
Dracos really don't give a shit. Like a draconian mentality, they have zero patience or tolerance, or they really just they can't think that low to even give a fuck. Like they're just like it's so hard. So it sounds so demeaning, but like that's how my understanding of it is. Like just to translate it, they just don't care. Like a lot of them don't.
yeah. Yeah. Well, they're only concerned with themselves
Yeah, and it's just
for the
like
most
also
part.
humans. And like if you want a perception of it, do you guys care about all the lab rats that die every year for your guys' testing? They're like, no. I'm like,
Well,
well, it's
a
the same
lot of
thing.
people do. A lot of
No,
people
I know,
do.
but there's a lot that don't though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to
But
say.
those people are mainly fucking absolute products of the system, you know?
You know why I became a light warrior? I think it was from all my memories that are starting to surface. I think it's because when you when you actually take the free will, time, and choice. I think this is for a lot of aliens. When you take the free will, time, and choice to actually incarnate and live amongst them, and not even humans, all other types of species that are also enslaved, even animals, you could grow another perception, like an understanding for it, like a new compassion for it, and you're like
Right.
realizing like this is fucking wrong what's happening, like because you're living in it. It's like living in the moment, right? A lot of dracos and reptilians do not incarnate, but some of them do. But a lot of us, that's why I grew compassion for the slave system. And I have so many memories of traveling off world and mostly freeing slave colonies. So slave colonies are on draconian and reptilian planets where there's pockets of humans living on draconian planets, and they're being enslaved as a food source, and they know they're a food source. It's not like this where they're not known. So it's like easier to help them and rebel. You just give them
It was like
technology and they
back
fight
in the
back.
day, like ancient times on Earth, we were like willingly giving ourselves sacrifice for the gods.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like, and then I think it's out of also like, don't ever take this the wrong way, but I think it's out of boredom that I do this because like I'm really ancient soul, so it's like what else is next in my
Oh,
evolution?
totally. Okay, so this is what is I was gonna say just a moment ago. All the channelings that are coming in, they're all saying a very similar thing, that the universal day is coming to an end, and all of the cycles in the spiral of ascension are seeking back to source. So like these Dracos or whatever, like all these negative oriented beings are coming to the end of this like universal day, and we're starting to, like, everybody's going through ascension basically, and everybody's starting to connect back with source, and through doing that they're finding their heart center, which is like emotion and like empathy, compassion and all these things. So we're seeing a lot of negative beings shifting because they're like,
Yeah,
oh, this
it's
is
it's it's,
not
it's also like
serving me basically.
my mind is like I've been alive for billions of years, millions of incarnations, and when you get to that point of consciousness, you're just like, well, after this lifetime, you're just like, it's just almost like dating. It's just like what's next? Like I've done so much already. I've experienced so many lifetimes. Like it gets to a point of almost boredom, right? You're just like, I'm bored of the universe already. Like I can feel that energy inside me at all times. I get bored so easily, like especially even here. I get bored of just day-to-day life. It's so slow for me and so not interesting. And then I could see that I came out of here out of, like I said, boredom, because it's something to do. It's a challenge, and to see if I can challenge myself to do it. You know what I mean? And if I can,
Of
I can.
course.
If I can, I can't. So yeah.
Yeah. But like I think this idea of boredom is a very human construct. Like on your soul level, like your ego mind is probably bored, but I don't think on a soul level it's bored,
No,
you
you
know.
you are 100% right. How you said it there. My ego side is bored for sure, but my
Yeah.
loving compassion is actually growing stronger. So because
Right. It's
it's growing stronger to keep me in it. So
yeah, all of our souls are like very, very excited that we're here. It's like we've waited eons, like eternities for this experience to be here. And
mm,
Earth has selected us. Like all of these souls sent in their application, and we were the ones that got picked from Earth because we had these like, we were the ones that were wanted, whatever. But it is a very joyous thing to be here. And even though this reality can sometimes be like really dull or whatever, and like boring, or like, like fucking, why are we here? Yeah, like super dense ass reality. It's still an absolute like blessing. And like even what you were saying, like I think last time we were doing this, you were saying that like it's amazing to be able to be born into a new family and have like new parents and all these things and all these different experiences that you just don't get to have on the higher realms of reality.
That's why I tell people to enjoy the third dimension, because there's a lot of things that we don't get to experience off world.
Dude, I love the third dimension. I'm talking to all these starseeds who are like so depressed and all these things.
So
it's like
many
you just don't know
right
yet.
now. Fuck, there's so many.
Bro, there's more starseeds than human souls. Like
there's a lot of what they call the younger generation, like say 19, 18-year-olds. They're like they call them woke, WOKE, woke. They're like, oh, we're woke. I'm like, you mean like awakened? They're like, yeah. I'm just like, oh, okay. They're like, yeah. They're like in high school or just getting out of high school, and they're talking about all this shit. Like, it's really cool to see like younger people taking initiative in their. But I think it's the young people that have been starting it, because there's been a lot of younger people posting on Facebook. Like, I didn't incarnate here to work and pay bills the rest of my life and fucking die. Like, I'm not living that way ever. So it's like, fuck start the revolution. Let's go.
Exactly. Yes, that's what we came here for. And this is what I've said this a couple times to Sai, that all of the children, starseeds who are incarnated right now, the crystal children, they wouldn't incarnate into a timeline where they would get New World ordered and enslaved and then entrapped. And
the crystal children are frighteningly aggressive for how young they are, or like their body. They're like kids that are like fucking standing up for themselves against like grown adults. Like they're so
super
defiant.
Activated, very aware,
super active. They make me look like kids.
These types of things would not happen on a timeline where we were going to get New World Order. They would not have come here. They came here because they know this is the ideal timeline, and they're here for a reason, to build the new Earth. That's why they're children. So by the time that they're like adults,
I'm excited to see if I have a kid one day. I know it'll be a starseed. I'm just gonna sit there from day one. I'm like, so where are you from, little guy? Like,
yeah,
you want me your daddy in this incarnation?
Knows, dude. The kid will fucking tell you.
Like I'm gonna fucking like when I have a kid, I'm gonna completely just be a starseed dad and just be like, where are you from, little guy? What's your star name? Like completely help its memory stay in put, because its memories are fresh from its past incarnation, right? I want to know, like,
exactly,
who was your dad in your past life? Like I want to know.
So, so many people who have children nowadays, they don't like, they're just completely ignorant to this like spirituality essence of reality.
My mom used to tell me to shut up, and like I was just imagining shit. And
so they have children because they think that they want to they want the child to be better than them. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna teach my child. But that's the direct opposite. The child teaches you, because the child just came from divine source energy and is connected to the multi-dimensions. Exactly. That is exactly it.
Don't ever tell your kid that it's their fucking imagination, that they're just seeing things.
Exactly.
Just because they're more empathic than you are as a parent doesn't mean you have the right to dumb them down with your stupid shit. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like your kid starts talking all this.
Episode 10, interviewing that 10-year-old girl. Her mom was on the show too, and she completely is involved with her children's like starseed empathic abilities, and her daughter talks about her past lives and stuff like that, right? So
I should watch that one.
Yeah, episode 10 is good. She talks about how the reptilians tricked her to come here and incarnate here from the elf realms, and
10-year-old. Oh man.
Yeah, that was good. I loved that. Was probably my best show so far, because it's so like, here's proof.
Wow.
It's not scripted.
No,
yeah, this whole show, these whole shows are proof. There's so many testimonies from all these people all over the world. I probably have a person almost in like 30 countries right now, and like on the show, and it's crazy. Like all the similar story timelines and similar experiences that we all have, cross-referencing stories. Like that's how an investigator actually proves things are real. Is they like a UFO person will interview 10 people that are interviewed, cross-reference their story and see the similarity in traits. And there's so many similarities in all their stories.
Yeah.
People have never met each other. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly it.
I've had some
And
people email me about like, oh, you're fake, you're not real. Like aliens would not be on a YouTube channel. I'm like, well,
really?
we're here, motherfucker. He's like, this guy claimed to work at Contact in the Desert, like some conference I went to, and he was gonna be appointed by fucking Trump as like a UFO fucking counselor or advisor or something. He's like, I've met reptilians. You know, you're not even a really, like, you're a fake reptilian. I'm like, for one, I'm not even reptilian, draconian, you dumb fuck. Like, clearly you don't listen to anything I say. He's like, you're a liar, you're a fake, you're making all this shit up. All your people on here are fake and liars. I'm like, I'm like, what is your first, last name?
Wait,
And can you
what?
send me a picture of what you look like, please?
Yeah, can you send me your emails with Donald Trump where you're going to be an advocate for
please.
UFO
So you're at
disclosure?
Contact Desert. Go there once a year. Let's meet up and talk in person.
Yeah, what the
Then he
heck?
stopped messaging me. Yeah, a lot of people are internet tough guys. They actually don't want to meet up in person and talk. So.
Well, and another thing is that they're not even real people. A lot of them, they're fucking like, they could be like a CIA person who has like all of these different accounts set up where they're arguing with each other or whatever, or it could just be a fucking bot. Could be an absolute
it could be
bot.
a troll. Yeah, internet troll.
But I'm saying it's not like because this is a thing that the fucking cabal like pays people or has people going onto areas like this where we're talking all these woke ass subjects, and then they go and be shills and they go and fucking do all this stuff.
I think it's funny. Like I'm a really hard person. I wouldn't piss me off if I was a human. I'm just gonna have to eat that person. Anyways, it's been over an hour. So do you want to give a quick message to starseeds and humanity again?
Yes. People of Earth, we have come to upgrade your cosmic consciousness.
And there goes your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Tipping your phone over.
No, everybody stay positive. Don't engage in the fucking fear porn. Sit back, watch the show, meditate. And ground all this light that's coming in. There's so much light, and everybody's getting such activations in the heart center right now. We're moving out of the solar plexus, abundance, material wealth, right? And we're moving into the heart, unification. When you're in your heart, you're no longer I, and you're we. So that's how everybody's starting to think more and more, is that we're we, not I. And so just focus on that, because we are on the golden timeline. We're going to see some shit in our lives. We're the bridge. We're building like the rainbow bridge into the astral dimensions. I've even seen this in my dreams. The rainbow bridge. It's like glass light. They show it in they call it like the Bifrost or some shit. They show it in Avengers. It's like the bridge. It's a multi-dimensional bridge, and this is what happens when you ascend. This is what you see. You literally see it. It's like a fucking bridge, and you go and you walk across it, and you're boom, you're into the astral realm. So this is gonna happen in like 10 years, and the 10-year span up until then, it's only going to get better for everybody. Things are only going up from here. So
okay, message to the starseeds: keep them going, give them some fucking motivation.
Yes, and come do Instagram lives and shit like this. Be loud, because the sooner you come out of the closet as being a starseed, the more you'll thank yourself for speaking your own truth. And
I've had a lot of those too.
Yeah, you'll start to
feel
more.
A lot of people be scared to come on here, and then they fucking, like, after they did it, they're like so much more confident. So they're like, oh my god, thank you for letting me, like, helping me like come out of the closet. Now I feel so much more happier inside, because a starseed mission mandate is to help. If you're not helping, you feel terrible inside. So start helping, you feel better inside. So exactly, we are one. We are one, and one is all. Remember that. And remember, everyone that's listening to this, if you're listening to this, you are the resistance. So get going. John Connor. That's so dope. I love that. Okay, I'm going to go, man. Love and light. Okay, peace, bro. I love you.